Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing another video, and this will actually be a story time on how I found out I was pregnant with my little one right here. So before we get started, go to the kitchen, pop you some popcorn, because you might be here for a while. Okay, let's get started. So how did I find out that I was pregnant? So the first sign of pregnancy is normally what? A missed period, right? So this is how it all began. Normally with a group of females, if you live with a group of females or like, you know, you're really close with some, some friends or whatever, your cycle might come on at the same time or, around the same time. So you have my sister, my stepmom, and then myself. Our periods normally come on around the same time. But at this particular time, my sister's cycle came on first. So she told us that her cycle was on. My stepmom was like, okay, cool. So now I know that mine's about to come on. And then Destiny, yours will be on next. So she went to the store. She got some tampons. And she bought me some also. Shortly after, my sister's cycle went off. And sure enough, my stepmom's came on. And, some days went by. Her cycle went off. Mine didn't come, basically. I knew I had did something to get pregnant, but I guess I was kind of in denial, and I wasn't really thinking about it. Like, okay, my period is gonna come on. Like, I just started college. Me and my dude, we're not seeing eye to eye right now. I'm just stressed out. And then I've had cysts before. I have an ovarian cyst before. And I've actually had a time where I didn't have a cycle for 3 months. And I wasn't pregnant. I had actually had a cyst on my ovaries, which stopped my cycle from coming on. Mom's house again. And my stepmom was just like, yeah, she said Sanaya's cycle came on, which is my sister. She's like, Sanaya's cycle came on, mine came on. We just waiting for you, Destiny. And I was like, girl, like, my period gonna come. Like, I'm just stressed out right now. Mine was like the 25th. So like I don't have that much longer until the month is over with, and my cycle still hasn't came on yet. So I'm just like, whatever, it's gonna come. And in the back of my head, I'm just like, dang, like my period really didn't come on. And I honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like I wasn't like stressed out about it not coming or everyone else is coming on and mine's not. I was just like, hey, it's gonna come. I ended up spending the night at my stepmom's house, and the morning after, she asked me was I hungry, and I told her yeah. So she told me she was gonna order some food. We ended up getting breakfast. I'm not sure where we got it from, but it was somewhere that I hadn't eaten from before. So our food came. I was in a room. I was about to eat, and I don't know. I ate it, and I just didn't like it. And mind you, like, I didn't think, like, oh, I'm pregnant or anything like that. I'm just like, okay, I haven't eaten at this restaurant before, and maybe they just can't cook. Like, I just don't like it. So I ended up not eating the food. Still not thinking that I'm pregnant. I'm just like, I just don't like the food. Like, I don't know. So some time goes by, and I go home. And I have homework to do on the laptop. And for some reason, I just dozed off, like not knowing, not even, you know how like you might fall asleep on accident and then you wake up like, dang, I fell asleep. It was kind of like that. So I woke up and I'm just like, dang. And then my laptop was open with my homework still right there, not being done. So I was like, dang, I fell asleep. What the world's going on? Days go by. I wake up again and I start having these really bad cramps. And like I said before, I've had ovarian cysts before. And I've had pain from that. And like in my lower abdomen area. So I was having pain down there, and I was having like these really bad cramps. And I was getting scared. And I was just like, oh my God, I got a cyst again. Mind you, it's the 28th of March. So, and my cycle still hasn't came on. So I'm like, okay, I either have a cyst again or I'm pregnant. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, I can't go to the store about no pregnancy test because, I mean, I'm gonna have to come back home and take it, and my mom is gonna catch me, or my sister's gonna catch me. Somebody's gonna catch me taking a pregnancy test, and they're gonna be like, you know, what's up? Like, what you taking a pregnancy test for? So I ended up asking my mom, because she dropped me off to the hospital, since there was already like a lot going on, so I knew she wouldn't be able to come with me to the hospital. So I was just like, Mom, can you know, I'm having like back cramps again. I think I got a cyst again. Can you take me to the hospital? Like, can you just drop me off? And she was like, yeah, sure. So she ended up taking me to the hospital. I checked in. I was telling the lady, like, I'm having these really bad cramps, and I think I might have another cyst again. So she's like, okay. She checks me in. I wait a little bit. I get called, and I'm registering. And these, like, the nurse basically asked me questions and stuff. And she goes, and she asked me, when's the last time you had a period? And I'm like, last month sometime. So she just looks at me, and she's like, okay, so we're gonna have to let you take a urine test. And that's okay. So she gives me this little cup. And ladies, if you go to the doctor, you know what I'm talking about. And I take it, I go to the restroom, I pee in it, and then they had me wait in my room where I'm waiting for the doctors or whatever. So the doctor comes in, and he does an exam to make sure, like, I don't have any cysts. He's pushing down on my stomach and my lower abdomen. You know, he's basically trying to make sure everything's okay. So he does that, and he tells me, you know, he's gonna be back in the bed with my results or whatever, to tell me, you know, to rule out any cysts or anything. So then a nurse comes back and the doctor, and there's like, well, everything looked normal. You don't look like you have any cysts, but your urine came back positive. And I'm just like, I already know what that means. Like, come on now. So I'm just like, I'm basically shocked and I'm stunned. I'm just like, and the nurse is like, see, you're happy, congratulations. And I was like, no, I'm just shocked. Like, I don't know what to say. She's like, oh, you're gonna be fine, you know, you're good, like, you got this. She's like, is this your first baby? And I'm just like, yeah. And she asked me, does my mom know, or, you know, the father? And I'm just like, no. So at this point in time, I'm just sitting there. I'm just shocked. So the doctor goes, well, we're gonna do a blood test just to confirm it, okay? And I'm like, yeah, because that'll make me feel a little bit better, just to, you know, because pregnancy tests, they can be wrong. You can get a false positive, or, you know. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So they take my blood sample. They go out there, and they're doing whatever, and I'm just sitting in the room, and I'm thinking, like, wow, like, I don't know, like, I'm pregnant. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it was wrong, but I haven't had my period. So I'm like, should I text him and let him know what they're saying? Mind you, we haven't spoken in like a couple of days. So I'm like, should I text him, you know, and tell him what's going on, or I don't know. So they come back in and be like, yeah, your blood work came back to confirm it. You're like 3 to 5 weeks. And I'm like, okay. So then they give me my little, they tell me, you know, they confirmed it. And then they're trying to process me out, trying to give me my discharge paper. So while that's going on, I take my phone out, I text Aaron, I'm like, hey. He's like, hey, how are you? And I'm just like, good. I was like, do you think we can talk? And he's like, sure, yeah, where are you at? So I sent him, I was like, I'm at the hospital. And I think I sent him my location. And he was like, okay. Mind you, he didn't like automatically think, oh, she's pregnant, or, you know, something like that. He thought it was something wrong with my hip, because I fractured my hip in basic training. So he just automatically assumed, like, okay, something's wrong with her hip. So he got there, right? And I was already discharged. So he was in the parking lot. I went down there. I got in the car. And he was like, what's up? You okay? And I was like, yeah, like my hip okay, and I don't have a cyst or anything. I was just in a lot of pain. And he was like, okay. So mind you, like we haven't talked in a couple of days, so it was just awkward. So I had the papers confirming the pregnancy in my wallet. I had it folded up in my wallet. I took it out. I gave it to him, and he's just like, what's this? And I was like, read it. So he unfolds the paper. He's reading it, and he's just flipping through the papers like, am I reading this right? Like, what? And I'm like, my name is right there and everything. So I show him my name, everything, so he know like it's real, you know. And he's just like, so you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. He's like, this for real? And I was like, yeah. And he honestly didn't know what to say. And then while we're like, I'm breaking the news to him, I'm trying to break the news to him, my mom pulls up at the hospital. So I'm just like, I gotta go. My mom can't see you because she's gonna know something is up. I have to, I gotta go. So just stick around somewhere close by. When I finish talking to her and break the news to her, then you can come over and we can talk and whatever. So he's like, all right. Get in the car. My mom was like, everything all right? What they say? And I'm scared. Like, I'm thinking my mom was gonna slap the crap out of me. Like, I'm thinking like I'm about to get kicked out. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking it's all gonna go downhill. So she's just like, what happened? Everything okay? What they say? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't have a cyst. I'm alright. She was like, so they didn't say nothing? And I was like, no. And she was like, so they didn't say nothing? And I was like, no, I don't got no cysts. That's it. I'm alright. And I think she already knew. Or she knew something was up. Because she kept asking me, like, so they didn't say nothing, Destiny? And I was like, no. And then we had, company in the car. So I guess she wasn't going to keep trying to grill me. So she just let it go. So then when we got home, I just sat in the kitchen. And I don't know, I was just sitting there. I can't explain how I was looking. I was probably just like, y'all know how y'all do something bad and y'all don't want to get in trouble or y'all don't want to make it seem obvious, so you just sitting there, but you really making yourself look obvious. So she was like, Destiny, what the doctor said? And I was like, nothing. She was like, what, you pregnant? And I was like, I started smiling, and I was like, she's like, you pregnant? And I was like, I nodded my head. I was like, mm-hmm. She was like, girl, you ain't pregnant, shut up. And I was like, okay. Because after that, look, I told her, she didn't believe me, that's on her. I was gonna let it be. She said I wasn't pregnant. I was like, okay. And she's like, for real, Destiny, you pregnant? I got my paperwork out my wallet. I unfolded it. I showed it to her. She's like, you pregnant? I'm about to be a grandma. And then she was smiling, but I don't know. She didn't really say much. She went back in her room. I think she cried, and then she came back out, and she was like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I got you. We gonna be all right. And then she was just like, I just got one question. And I was like, what? She was like, why you didn't use no protection? And I was like, I just didn't. She was like, does Aaron know? Like, you told him? And I was like, yeah, he gonna come over, but I want to talk to him. And then soon after, like, we said that, he popped up. He texted me. He's like, I'm here. And I was like, well, he here, and I want to go outside and talk to him. And she was like, no, he need to come in here. We need to all talk, because it's not just about you. It's not just about him. It involves all of us now. So I went outside, and I was like, well, Mom, just let me, I haven't talked to him about it. And she was like, oh, well. So I told him to come in. We all went back in my room, and she was like, so you know? And he was just like, yes, ma'am. And he was like, just how you feel about it? And he was like, I mean, I'm gonna be there for her. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. She was just like, okay. And I was like, I was just sitting there. And then she was like, so what? So y'all together? Y'all not together? What y'all doing? And he looked at me, and I was like, because mind you, we haven't spoken in like a couple of days because we were mad at each other. So he was like, yeah, we together. And I was all like, smiling like, okay, I guess we together then. So then she went out the room. She gave us time to talk. And he wanted to see the papers again. I gave him the papers, and he was just sitting there with like the paper in his hand like this, and he was just looking down, and he was just smiling. And I think I seen a tear roll down his eye, or that was probably later. But he was I know he was just sitting there, and he was just like stunned. We went outside. We got in the car. We was talking. He said he had told his brother, and he was like, "Man, I gotta tell my mama." And I was like, where your mama at? He was like, she at work. Come on, I gotta go to my mama. And I was like, boy, you not about to go tell your mama? Like, what? And I was like, no, you're not about to get me cursed out. Like, no, you can go tell your mama by yourself. I'm not going with you. He's like, what? Come on, man. I gotta tell my mama. I was like, you can't just go to your mama job and like drop that ball on her. She gonna curse you out. She gonna curse me out, and then she not gonna be able to work. He's like, well, she just not gonna be able to work then. Like, I gotta tell her. So he started the car up, and I was like, no, I'm not putting my seatbelt on. We not about to go to your mama's house. Like, you need to sit and you need to think about what you about to do. I said, you can go by yourself. And he's like, well, okay, well, get out then. I'm gonna go. And I was like, like, just please, like, wait till she gets out of work and then tell her. Do not go to her job and stress her out because she's not gonna be able to work. And then she's gonna have to call out. So I finally talked him down on telling her at that moment. We chilled. My sister had just come back from practice, and she was walking home, and I seen her, and I was like, come here, Naya. She's like, what? And I was like, I was gonna tell you. So she got in the back seat of the car, and she's like, what? And I was like, guess what? She's like, what, you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, man, whatever, shut up. And I was like, I'm for real. And then I was like, but y'all are not pregnant. And he was like, yeah. And she was just like looking at us like, man, whatever. And I was like, go ask mommy. So she went in the house, she asked my mama, and she didn't come back out because Aaron and I were still talking. So about this time, it was late, and I wanted to get in the house because I was hungry or whatever. And I needed to shower, and Aaron had to get home before his mom did so he could break the news to her. So he ended up having his brother, I think he tried to go work out, and he couldn't. He said he felt like really, really sick. He almost threw up. So he went home. He had his brother there, and they were just waiting for his mom to come home so he could break the news to her. And she came home, and he told her. After that, I took it day by day. I tried to rest a lot. And I mean, I was a new college student, and it ended up getting like really, really hard. I ended up dropping out because I was too tired to do my work. I was always throwing up. I was always tired. Like, getting the notifications for my homework and assignments, it just became too stressful, and I didn't want to stress myself out, and it just became too much. And I was just like, you know what, just thinking about it, it just stresses me out. I can't do this right now. So I ended up dropping out, which I do regret, but I mean, it is what it is. Stuff happens and you can't go back. But I just went through normal pregnant stuff, and I waited for my little one to arrive, and 9 months later, this little cute little boy was born, and I'm so happy. If I could take anything back, I wouldn't take anything back. I wouldn't change anything. I love this little boy to death. Like, he's brought so much joy into my life, Aaron's life, everyone's life, and he's just a blessing. And I thank God, because I didn't even think I could have kids. because of my sis and the surgeries I've had. I never thought I could have kids, but God said, girl, you gonna have a child. And so I did. Yeah. And mommy loves you so much. Yes. I was 19 when I got pregnant. And I had him when I was 20. I was not married. I was not engaged. And I just want to let everyone know, and let all the mothers out there who weren't married or who were young and they had kids or a child, like, it's totally okay. Like, stuff happens, stuff that doesn't always go as planned, but everybody is not going to be on the same path as you. You're going to go through different paths, different situations, and it's totally okay. Like, it's totally fine. When it's meant to happen, it'll happen. And if it's not meant to happen, then it won't happen. So, if you're trying to have a baby and it's not happening, don't stress yourself out. Don't worry. When it's meant to happen, it'll happen. Like my grandma told me before, like, where there's meant to be life, there will be life. God will make it happen. So don't be discouraged. Don't give up. Don't lose faith. Continue to pray. Don't stress yourself out about it, because I know it can be stressful trying to conceive and trying to keep your pregnancy going, you know, not losing the baby. And I know my heart goes out to people, you know, to women out there who have lost the baby or who can't, you know, conceive. Because I know it's difficult, but stuff happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And when it's meant to be, it'll be. And if it's not meant to be, then you just have to find peace with that and peace within yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. I love you guys. I want to thank you all for supporting me. I ask that you continue to support me, continue to subscribe, continue to like and comment and share our videos. And we'll see you next time.